Critics say the Golden Globes, Oscars, and other awards still have a long way to go, putting women on equal footing in movie making.
Hollywood, home to the rich and famous, and a film industry with a net worth of over $90 billion. Behind the glitz and glam of Hollywood, it was actually fueled by misogyny.
There's just a lot of objectification of us.
You've got 5 studios that called all the shots, and for so long, it's been these studios that have really had a monopoly on storytelling. They have been the gatekeepers between filmmakers who had ideas and audiences who want entertainment. What if that could be disrupted? What if you didn't have to go to a studio to finance your film?
This is our metaverse club environment.
There's just so much talent in Web3.
That's the future, baby.
There might be another way, and there's something brewing in Hollywood right now. So this is it. This is Sunset Boulevard, where the first studio in Hollywood was set up over 100 years ago. And at one stage, about 80 million Americans were going to the cinema every week. But today it feels a bit outdated. To be honest, it feels a lot like a tourist trap. There is a group of folks that are trying to change things. They are using Web3 technology. What is it and how does it work? I'm on my way to go and meet Julie Pacino. She's grown up her whole life on film sets, but she's looking at filmmaking in a brand new way. Gonna go and see the artist at work.
Like a shooting zone?
It's so amazing to have this kind of access to see how films are made before they end up on the big screen, but this film is really unique. Thank you for letting me steal you. I know it's precious time.
No, it's all good.
Oh, no way, is this your dad's chair?
I know, look at that. I'm not gonna sit in that one though, out of respect.
The way this movie is financed seems quite different to anything I've ever heard of before.
We used NFTs to raise the money to make this movie, which was just the result of me wanting to make this movie exactly the way that I wanted to make it. It's such a personal story. People really weren't understanding the importance of a movie like this, dealing with a female character who's struggling with whether or not she wants to have an abortion. Like, that's how I felt was the best way to approach it. With this project and on something this low budget especially, like, I want the movie to be good.
How is this movie funded through NFTs?
I picked the 16 most pivotal scenes. I came away with like 30,000 photos.
Whoa.
And I narrowed it down to 3,356 pictures. Okay. I minted those and sold them as NFTs.
Oh, wow.
We have 1,200 holders. In the collection, there are tiers of rarity. And so that was just like incentivizing people to sort of trade and collect. That part of NFTs is just really fun. If you collect all 3 film photos from this one specific scene, you get an associate producer credit. But when we actually did the drop, it was what's called a blind mint, kind of like buying a pack of baseball cards. Like, you didn't know what rarity you were gonna get.
Yes, a bit like baseball cards, these NFTs can come in different rarities. But on the initial purchase, they are bought for the same price. The rarer the NFT, the more value it holds. That's so cool. It's almost like gamification on the side of the film, making production.
100%. They're buying a token, the funds are being used to make this movie, and in exchange gives them access to the process. And, you know, my community has been amazing. There are several holders that have like helped me with the creative, even just sharing their ideas on what they think is going on in the pictures, and that's helped kind of inform certain decisions that I've made creatively.
I'm gonna let you get back to directing.
All right, thank you.
Julie's actually onto some things because she's putting the power back in the hands of filmmakers to make the kinds of movies they want to make. She's also putting the power back in the hands of fans, right? To help fund the kinds of films that they want to see. For many years, Hollywood was inaccessible to fans. I'm curious if there's any other ways that Web3 can bring the industry closer to the audience. I'm heading to meet the folks at Planet Hollywood. Now, this is a really old restaurant franchise, and they're looking for new ways to engage Hollywood and movie lovers online using the metaverse and NFTs. Yusuf.
Gio. Nice to meet you.
Check out the space. Giovanni, what am I looking at here?
The Terminator 2 jacket as worn by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Wow. Burns, bullet holes, everything.
This is the chalice from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Wow.
Those are the gloves worn by Sylvester Stallone in Rocky IV.
How often do people get a chance to interact with this stuff?
You might be the only ones in a decade at least.
Can I smell them?
You can if you want.
I'm just curious.
It's just not meant to last. It will deteriorate. So in comes, you know, the metaverse and a huge opportunity that we can ensure that a lot of this stuff kind of lives for eternity. Our metaverse partner, Joey Lee, is here today to help us through that process.
So this is our metaverse club environment. So we're able to bring all the assets into the space. I can interact with it, I can add some code to it and buy, purchase. We've already seen that in games like Fortnite.
Yeah.
You know, people care about the skins and how they show themselves in the virtual world. Now with NFTs, let's say we only have 10 of these available digitally. The people that do purchase those and you see them walk by in the space, like, oh wow, that guy probably spent a load of money for that jacket.
You've got mad metaverse swag.
Mad metaverse clout.
And that's Meta Hollywood, right? Where like-minded individuals come and talk about movies, funding films.
I'll probably see you in the metaverse.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Now that Julie's finished rehearsals, I'm gonna pick her up.
Financing is challenging no matter who you are, and my family name can sometimes lead to, enabling me to get certain meetings, but I still feel like gatekeeping goes on if the story you're telling doesn't tick this sort of arbitrary set of rules. Oftentimes you're just told no. That's what I've loved about Web3 and NFTs. It's provided me the freedom, and I hope to continue providing opportunities for other filmmakers. That's the future, baby.
All right, so this is home.
Welcome, welcome. Yes, this is where all the creative magic happens.
Wow, this actually feels a lot like a filmmaker's home.
It does, right? Just like art everywhere. That was a softball team that my pops and my mom played on. Those are the tiaras from the film.
People have NFTs that are photographs of these.
Yes.
And those are, one of many, but these are the one of one original.
Those are the one of one originals.
So it's these photos and NFTs that have financed a lot of the work that you're doing today. Do any of those live around your own house?
Yeah, I'll show you. Yeah, okay, so here, this is one of the most rare photos in the Keepers of the Inn collection. That's the one of one film photos. And this is like the last photo from Keepers of the Inn. I love that one.
Stunning. Your house is like a gallery of the pieces that are funding your films. How do you explain NFTs to Al Pacino?
I've digitized my art and I'm profiting off of it. And I will profit off of it forever because whenever it sells, I get 10% or whatever the royalty percentage is. Explaining that concept to anyone, but particularly another artist, is really kind of all you need.
Tell me about this grant program that you're running. It sounds really exciting.
My goal as a woman who's a filmmaker who's made sales in the NFT space is to spread that feeling to as many other women and underrepresented voices as possible. I've been so blessed to have been born into this family that supports what I do. I feel like part of what I want to do with my time, give opportunities to other people to feel that. We're gonna go on a hike and meet with Violet, who's one of the grant finalists. Let's get to the top for sunset.
Runyon Canyon.
Do it.
Magic hour.
You must be kind of excited, kind of nervous.
Both, for sure.
You could talk a little bit about just like being a woman in the NFT space.
As a woman in a lot of media spaces, there's just a lot of objectification of us, and there's not a lot of like dimensional portrayals of us. That we have emotions more complicated than like being upset if we don't have the right pair of shoes or the right color of lipstick.
Julie, what does the future of filmmaking hopefully look like?
More stories that are diverse and different. I think we're ready for a rebirth and a new golden age of cinema.
I want to play what I call the status quo role-play game. You play yourself,
Okay.
and you play, Julie, a Hollywood exec, and you're pitching your movie ideas.
Okay.
I'm the Hollywood exec.
You're the Hollywood exec.
Okay.
You're wearing a Hollywood exec
I've
hat.
got the Hollywood exec hat. Okay.
Okay, and I'm the
She's
artist.
gonna
I've
pitch
got the
me.
glasses. Okay, so I have this idea for a short film, and it features a dimensional female character.
Okay.
She goes through some really gut-wrenching experiences that reflect some deeper truths.
That sounds great. It's really interesting and creative. It's going to be a pass for us, but if you could come back when it's done and you've had success with it, then we'll take a look.
What if she
Okay,
gets
yeah,
naked?
I know, right. Anyway, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so that's...
I mean,
No, that's good. That's how old Hollywood was, right?
it's a lot of like, well, we can help you once you do all the things that are hard. Like, I don't know if that's help or if that's like taking credit for work you didn't do.
Do you both think Web3 can lower that barrier of entry?
We're creating it for ourselves, and so there's less gatekeepers. From my perspective as one of the artists, there's just so much talent and Web3.
Why is it so important to have more diverse storylines?
Just representation is so important, to see people like me doing things that I would aspire to do. How would I know that those opportunities exist if they have been represented to me up until that point? Things are changing, so this is a perfect time to kind of like just get on board.
Hollywood is not what you see in the movies. This town's got issues. But I am excited about the future. And I'm excited about decentralization as a whole, putting power back in the hands of people on the ground that are actually trying to make a difference. And who knows, with new funding opportunities for films, the next Steven Spielberg, the next Chloe Zhao could be discovered in communities around the world. And that's an exciting future.